From the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's favorite gun-toting, Bible-clinging, deplorable American.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
No, look, I don't think the America First movement is fractured. But no doubt we're going through a little bit of turmoil. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes radio show. Great to have you with us today. And by the way, I believe the Cloudflare outages have pretty much been cleared up. That was insane. Thousands of websites around the nation, including X, I believe Amazon, many others, a number of the gaming sites were impacted by the Cloudflare outage, including ToddStarnes.com. But we are now back up and running, and we're always glad about that. So good to have everybody back with us. I will say this: without X, was it not? I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It was just so peaceful this morning. You could hear the birds chirping and the leaves rustling through the wind and the little chimes and all of that stuff. And it was very nice and peaceful. People seemed to be getting along with each other. I don't know what it was, but could it have been X? I could have been. Who knows? So anyway, I want to jump into this nastiness that has somehow infected the conservative movement. And guys, we just got to knock it off. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Donald J. Trump is the president of the United States. He is the leader of the Republican Party. He is the statesman of our party right now. And what Donald Trump says should go. I mean, it really is that simple. You may not like it. You may not like the fact that Trump is doing something, and that's okay. You can disagree with that. But you don't need to be going out and platforming yourself on all of these TV networks, these anti-Trump TV networks. When you do that, you just play right into the hands of the left. And that's why President Trump has severed ties with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene is way off the rails now. And just a few moments ago, she made some statements. Again, President Trump calling her a traitor. Marjorie, what do you call her? Marjorie Traitor Brown, because he said Greene has rotted. Marjorie Traitor Greene. So now MTG is going full bore anti-Trump. Just a little while ago, here's what MTG had to say up on Capitol Hill in front of the cameras, cut number 8.
And that's what we did by fighting so hard against the most powerful people in the world, even the President of the United States, in order to make this vote happen today. I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people, whom we serve as representatives here in Congress, demanded that this vote happen. And they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files. But the real fight will happen after that.
All right, that was MTG, and she's talking about the Epstein vote, which is happening today on Capitol Hill. And look, I believe that we should have released these files from day one. I really do. This is something the president campaigned on. He said he was going to release the files. And then for whatever reason, the administration, there was a lot of hemming and hawing. For whatever reason, the president backed off of this. and it has become a political firestorm. It really didn't need to be. And honestly, I mean, you guys are out there. You're down at the Bob Evans. You go to the Waffle House. Are people really sitting around talking about, well, I wonder what's in those Epstein files? I mean, look, I don't think it's, do I think it's vitally important to the day-to-day life of the average American? No, I do not. However, it depends on what's in those files. Because if we're talking about a number of high-profile, very powerful individuals in Washington, D.C., whose names are in those files, that tells me those individuals are susceptible to blackmail, to bribery. Those people have put themselves out there, and they put themselves in a very dangerous position. And I suspect when we do get around to looking at the files, that we're going to discover that there is a lot of perversion happening inside the nation's beltway. And I'm telling you, it is vile. And I know all of you, these precious evangelical Christian religious liberty groups, many of them based in Washington, they have no idea just how horrifyingly evil it is. And the sexual perversion going on, and let me just say this. I'm not naming names, but I'm just going to say this. It's just as bad, if not worse, on the Republican side of the aisle. I mean, some of the things going down, it's unbelievable. It would make the best little whorehouse in Texas, it would make those girls blush. That's how crazy it is in our nation's capital. All sorts of perversion. And that's probably going to come out in all of this. And if anybody broke the law, if anybody did anything criminal, those individuals need to be punished. The ladies who are the victims here, these young girls who were trafficked, they're the victims, and they deserve justice. And it just seems to me that the administration lost an opportunity. It was just a missed opportunity here. I'm glad the president's doing the right thing now. And again, I don't believe this has anything to do with Donald J. Trump at all. This has everything to do with protecting some very powerful people. But again, as President Trump said just a few days ago, this is really a Democrat scandal. And knowing from day one that it was a Democrat scandal, this is why it was very perplexing why the president was not anxious to release those files to the public. So the vote will happen today. It's a moot point now. We're going to get to find all this information out. And all I can tell you is we've got to do our gut level best to elect good and decent people to Congress. And unfortunately, in some cases, we're just not doing that. And it's sad. I mean, you look at Congressman Mark Green, who at some point, and hear me on this guy was a brilliant mind. I mean, a combat veteran. He was a surgeon, the whole nine yards. He checked off every single box. Had a beautiful family. And here you have Mark Green, and was cheating on his wife and threw it all away. The guy was in line to be the Secretary of Defense. He was being talked about quietly in some circles about being presidential material, and he threw it all away so that he could get his jollies with the young intern lady. And what did his wife do? His wife, who was a devout Christian woman, she wrote a letter to every single spouse on Capitol Hill and told them what happened and said, you better be careful because if you don't think it can't happen to you, it can, because it happened to her. So there's a lot of deviancy going on. And what you do in the privacy of your bedroom is your own business. But when it begins to impact national policy and national security, it becomes all of our issues. It truly does. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. By the way, coming up a little bit later on in the show, Senator Marsha Blackburn is going to drop by, and we'll talk Arctic frost. And this is going to be the very first interview that she's done since that hullabaloo came out last week, where the provision was made allowing senators to sue. And the senator is going to sit and answer questions. And that's going to be a great conversation. You're going to want to stick around for that. So, look, I want to touch briefly on what's happening in North Carolina. You folks there in North Carolina, I feel for you. I truly do. Now, when you look at what's happening in your largest city, Charlotte, North Carolina, you guys are under siege. I thought it was bad in Memphis. It appears to be worse right now in Charlotte, where all sorts of evil is happening, and you guys have been overrun by illegals. Now, Stephen Miller was on Jesse Waters' show last night on Fox News Channel, and he made some pretty shocking pronouncements. Number one, are you guys ready? This is just bizarre. You ready for this one? It turns out that 1/7 of the school system, over 20,000 students in the school system, are believed to be illegal. Now, you say, Todd, why is that a big deal? Well, it's a big deal because a lot of resources are being allocated to educate these illegal alien children, most of whom cannot speak a word of English. And that means a lot of teachers, for example, let's say you have a fine arts program, and you've got a band director and you've got a choir director. Well, some schools are having to do away with their fine arts departments because they have to allocate resources to ESL teachers. English is a second language. So these school districts are suffering. And hear me on this. Every single dollar that is spent on hiring these ESL teachers and doing the ESL classes, providing meals and health care and all this other stuff for the children, the illegal alien children, those are resources that are not being provided to the children of the taxpayers of the United States of America. Now, according to this information coming out of the White House, nearly 20% of the population in Charlotte is foreign-born. And I would be willing to say probably about half of that is illegal alien. So the city has been completely overwhelmed. Yesterday, and the ICE agents have been flooding Charlotte, and they've had incredible success, but they have faced fierce opposition from these radical leftists out there, the pro-criminal crowd. And a spokesperson for the Charlotte-Mecklenburg school system said nearly 21,000 students were absent from class yesterday. You want to know why? Because those are illegals. Those are from the families of the illegals. Nearly 21,000 students absent from class. You better believe it's because of the ICE crackdown. This is insane. So here's my concern for you folks in North Carolina. This is in Charlotte. What about in Raleigh? What about in Asheville? What about Winston-Salem and the Triad? What about all you guys? I mean, if Charlotte, do you really truly believe that all the illegals are just in Charlotte? I mean, it could be a situation where Wilmington, Morehead City, it could be a situation where the entire state, I mean, you're looking at what, 200,000 illegals in Charlotte, North Carolina? Those are numbers that will sway elections. But more importantly than that, well, it's all important. It's all important. So I take that back. One of the other components of this that should disturb you is all of the tax money that it's taking to take care of these people. From roads, bridges, housing, health care, the food situation. I'm telling you, folks, you people in North Carolina, you have just been, this has just been exposed. You guys have been overrun by the illegals and also by legal immigration. Completely overwhelmed and overrun. All right, got to take a break. Geez, Lou, I've been talking too much. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
It's Todd Starnes.
Hey folks, Todd Starnes here. What's your plan when the smartest investors who never lose pile into gold and silver? They're buying now, watching value climb. Are you okay with missing out, seeing them thrive while you wait? Vault U.S. Gold is the answer, trusted by pros. They offer gold IRAs to secure your retirement and gold and silver delivered, shipped, and insured to your door. Want to roll over your 401k? Well, their experts make it seamless, honest every step. Why Vault US? Well, they're steady, reliable, no tricks, just value. Gold's hot. Don't regret sitting this out. Call 833-511-GOLD. That's 833-511-4653 or visit vaultusgold.com/Todd for a free investor kit. That's 833-511-GOLD or 833-511-4653 and get your free investor kit. And say Todd Stern sent you. Vault US Gold. Buy smart, win big.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Thought, well, just for the heck of it, I'll try this Balance of Nature. But I thought, all right, I'll do it for 1 month, and then I can cancel. And so I ordered it for 1 month. I have told so many people about this stuff. They think I'm crazy. So for me to say I would continue to do it means it's got to be good.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all don't sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in a game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, let me explain what's going on now with the governor of North Carolina, Josh Stein. You know, this guy needs to be arrested. He needs to be hauled out of your state capitol, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Stein, the governor of North Carolina, is now alerting people to where the ICE agents are going. And the governor is he is aiding and abetting at this point, but he's also interfering with the Border Patrol and their work, because apparently the raids, the illegal immigration raids, are now moving to other cities in North Carolina. And it's not just the governor. You have a number of Democrat lawmakers there in North Carolina who are also interfering with the work of these agents. This is just unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. And as Congressman Mark Harris said, North Carolina ranks in the top 5 in the nation for human trafficking. And that brings me to a situation here in Memphis, where a judge out of Nashville, and it's not even a federal judge, this is a chancellor judge, so she's basically a few steps above a meter maid. And she issued a ruling yesterday officially blocking the National Guard from being a part of the Memphis Safe Task Force. So she's this woman, and she's got to be a radical Democrat. Her name is Patricia Moskal. She's the Davidson County Chancellor. That's out of Nashville. And the county mayor here in Memphis, a guy by the name of Lee Harris, he's a radical Democrat, and a number of other Democrat leaders, including Democrat city council members, filed a lawsuit. And they wanted President Trump's National Guard booted from Memphis. And the judge last night agreed. And the judge said that whatever is happening in Memphis does not constitute an emergency. Well, look, the reality of it is this. It was the governor of Tennessee who dispatched the National Guard, and the governor has that authority as the commander-in-chief of the National Guard. So Meter Maid Moskal, writing in a 37-page ruling, said that the court finds neither grave emergency nor disaster can fairly be construed to include ongoing criminal activity. So I want this gal, and I don't know who she is, and I don't know if somebody may have photographs of her. I don't know. Do not know. But I want somebody in that woman's office to go and tell that to the parents of all the missing children that have been found. Since the federal agents have been here in Memphis, well over 100 missing children have been located. And I want Mayor Lee Harris, this radical Democrat, to explain to the city, how is it that we are not safer? Because that's their argument, is that the National Guard being here somehow puts all of us in grave danger. So I question to the mayor and all the other Democrats who filed this lawsuit, does that mean we now have to take all of the missing children that were found and give them back over to the human traffickers? Is that what we're supposed to do here? Thousands of people have been arrested. These people, most of them, were wanted for crimes. So why aren't the law enforcement agencies in all of these major blue cities being allowed to do their jobs? I'm telling you, we are dealing, and Congressman John Rose said this earlier today, we are dealing with pro-criminal Democrats, and we certainly are. So my thoughts and prayers are with all of the federal agents that are operating right now in North Carolina and Tennessee. We ask that God protects you and that God will give you the ability to round up the bad guys and the illegals and get them the heck out of here. Got to take a break. We'll be right back, everybody.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
And the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Yeah, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow. You sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face, never let them have too much screen time, and never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed, never ever become a minivan mom, and you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, we are expecting the vote on Epstein this afternoon, and we'll bring that to you when it happens. We're expecting a pretty much unanimous vote from the Republicans. I suspect Democrats, too. So this will be interesting to see. And the president has a good point here. After this is all out, we've got to get back on message. And that's the big challenge is you've got a lot of these renegade Republicans, and I'm talking about Thomas Massie, I'm talking about MTG, among others, who are off message. And this is all about the economy. You walk down to any college in America right now, just walk on down there and ask young people What's their top priority? What's the biggest concern they have right now? They're not going to tell you anything about Jeffrey Epstein, but they are going to tell you the fact that they're having a hard time paying their rent, that they're having to work 2 or 3 jobs just to get through college. They're going to tell you about those troubles, and that's what we need to be focused on. It's Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen, who sets the agenda, not Marjorie Taylor Greene, not Fox News Channel. It's Donald J. Trump who sets that agenda. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. President Trump, last night, he was having a lot of fun. He was speaking at to leadership at McDonald's. They have their annual Impact Summit there in Washington, D.C., and all of the leaders come, and it's a big deal. And Trump, is a huge McDonald's fan. Dylan, I'm just curious. I know you're a lover of fast food. Where is Mickey D's on your list of fast food restaurants?
I'd probably put it at 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I got Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, Wendy's, but Wendy's is kind of taking a dip for me. So McDonald's and Wendy's are like right there between 3 and 4.
I'm at, number 1 for me is Bojangles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Number 2, Chick-fil-A. And number 3, Mickey D's.
What do you like from McDonald's?
Man, I am an old school. I love a good Big Mac, but it's got to be good. Every now and again, and I will say this, our neighborhood McDonald's, they've got great management. So the food and the service is on par with Chick-fil-A. But there are some, and that's the problem, is consistency, because there are some where that middle bun, if you've had the Big Mac before, it's got the middle bun, and it's always hard as a rock. So, and nobody wants that. Come on. But yeah, I'm a Big Mac guy. I do like the Filet-O-Fish.
Really?
I am a huge Filet-O-Fish.
You're a rare specimen over there.
No, Donald Trump and I are in the same boat. That's the great part. That's the story, is that Donald Trump enjoys the Filet-O-Fish.
I'm scared to eat it, but if it's verified by Trump and you, I guess it's fine.
So look, here's the story about Filet-O-Fish. And you got to make sure you can't say, I'll have the fish fillet. No, it's Filet-O-Fish. You got to get the O in there. Filet-O-Fish. Here's the thing. President Trump was talking about this, and I'm with the president. When I want something healthy, let's just say, I have been trying to trim down a smidge, and so I'll go to McDonald's, and I'll say, no, don't give me the Big Mac. I want something healthy. I'll have the Filet-O-Fish and a small fry. I think that's healthy.
Their small fry is like 2 fries, though.
But there's a problem.
It's healthier.
There's a problem with the Filet-O-Fish, and God love our president. I know the president's a regular McDonald's lover because he has recognized the problem with the Filet-O-Fish. And the problem is there's not enough tartar sauce. So the president is giving a speech yesterday in front of McDonald's leadership, and he says, I like the fish. I like it. But you could do a little bit more tartar sauce, please. I cannot wait. Tonight, I'm going through drive-thru, and I'm going to order the Filet-O-Fish just to see if they listen to President Trump.
Oh, it better be fixed right away.
I want that slathered because it is great tartar sauce.
I'll have to take your word on it.
The only other better tartar sauce, well, no, it's a great tartar sauce, but I do like Red Lobster tartar sauce. That's a good tartar sauce. So anyway, President Trump, he made a joke that he's the very first former McDonald's fry cook to ever become president. It's a great line. He was having a lot of fun. Look, I'm glad that we've got a president. Again, this guy is a billionaire, but he likes KFC, and the man, he loves McDonald's. You can't go wrong with the president like that. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 901-260-5926. Kim in Northeast Georgia. Hi, Kim. What's on your mind today?
Hi, Todd. Thanks for taking my call.
Glad to do it.
Great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What's on your mind, Kim?
So what's on my mind are the actions and comments of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I have been a fan of hers for some time, but not with her latest antics. I am all for, and most of the country is all for, correcting any wrongs or fighting against sexual trafficking, but Jeffrey Epstein is not the focus right now that we should be in on this country, just like you were saying. It's the economy. And I don't think that Ms. Green has really studied or examined the relationship she should have with her president, because I think she hasn't understood that when you try to pick a fight with him, he is going to not back down from a fight. I applaud her efforts on what she's done, but maybe she went the wrong way about doing it. We do not have the time or the energy to splinter or fracture the Republican Party.
No, we don't, Kim. And I'm glad you're recognizing this because this is what concerns me. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but who does she think she is? Who does she think she is to bring down the president's agenda? And that's what she's doing. She can say she's not, but she has her own agenda. There's something else going on here. And again, I think we need to understand, and she needs to understand, that at the end of the day, it's Donald Trump that got elected, not Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's not the president of the United States.
That's right. She fell hook, line, and sinker with what the Democrats wanted her to fall for. They're great experts at distraction, and she fell for it. She fell for that. The focus should be the economy, just like you were saying with our young people. That's their number one focus. I'm 60 years old. That's my focus too, the economy and our borders, our international relationships. But the economy, number one, not what someone else has done years ago with the sexual trafficking. I mean, that's an issue. I'd like to see her leave Washington and come back to Georgia and on a state level get really fired up and passionate about controlling the sex trafficking going on right here in Georgia.
I've heard rumblings that, she was interested in maybe running for the Senate, maybe running for the White House. There's no way for the White House. But I don't know, from the Senate perspective, does she have the name recognition and the popularity within the Republican Party to be a senator? And Kim, I gotta tell you, that's going to be hard. I mean, if you are fighting against Donald Trump, you're going to have Republicans that are going to be opposed to what you're doing.
Exactly.
All right, Kim, it's a good thought you have, and I hate it. I just hate it all. But, Thomas Massey is the same way. And this is the problem I have with Thomas Massey. Nothing's ever good. You either have to agree with Thomas Massey 1,000% of the time, and if you don't, well, he attacks you and he tries to destroy you. And I know a lot of Republicans like that who are just members of the party, and they're contrarians. Nothing is ever good enough. And if you don't agree with them, Kim, that's the thing. They don't believe in compromise. You have to believe the way Thomas Massey believes. You have to believe the way MTG believes. And if you don't, well, you get ostracized.
I agree, Todd, 100%. Thank you so much for taking my call.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot, Kim. All right. Thank you. I hate to have to call out conservatives like that, but folks, we've got a country to save. We have to save the country. And we don't have a lot of time. We don't. All right, let's talk about tartar sauce. Bruce in Georgia, WDUN. Talk to me, Bruce. What's going on? I'm shocked by what you're about to tell me.
Well, Todd, it's good to talk to you again. I've talked to you twice before and met you in person when you were in Gainesville, but I agree with you. I've been eating the filet of fish for years. Tartar sauce is one of the best parts of it. I always, when I go up, I special order it without the cheese and tell them to add extra tartar. That way I get a little extra tartar.
Oh.
But they have to special make it. So, but you made a comment about Red Lobster. I've been a big fan of theirs for a whole bunch of years. And sadly, I used to take their tartar sauce extra home with me. It was that good. About a year ago, when they went through their reconstruction or renovation, somebody came up with the foolish idea to change the tartar sauce. And it is terrible.
Those bastards.
I've talked to many people about it. It was a company corporate decision, and they ruined it.
That's terrible. Why do they always mess with a good thing?
People don't do it. It's like, I'm going to relate it to politics. It's like the Republicans. We got a good president trying to do good stuff, and we can't get them all to get on the same page and support the goal of the country to make it better. And there's always one or two Republicans. Democrats, no matter what they say when it comes to a vote, they stick together like glue. The Republicans have not learned that.
Stop messing around with President Trump's tartar sauce, Republicans. Sorry, Bruce. I just had to get that out.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's disappointing. I actually have somebody gave me the recipe for the Red Lobster tartar sauce. I make it at home, and it's really good. But it's the old school version.
Well, I was going to tell you to post it online. I'd like it because I stopped going to Red Lobster because of it. I went 3 or 4 times. They didn't change it. They said it wasn't going to change, and I stopped patronizing the place.
Well,
but,
Bruce, good for you. No, look, I have complete sympathy with you. I understand exactly what you're talking about. You know, Dylan, and Bruce, thank you for the call. Dylan, I love the Piccadilly. I'm just telling you, I'm old school. It's a Southern cafeteria style restaurant. And the best thing on that menu, there are 2 great things. The roast beef, which is old school roast beef, or you can get the fried cod. It's delicious. But the only thing that makes it really good is their homemade tartar sauce. I had not been to Piccadilly in 20 years. I went back to Piccadilly. I said, I am going to have the fried cod, and I wanted the tartar sauce. And I said, bring me a lot of it. So the waitress comes over, and she dumps all of these packets of tartar sauce on the table. And I'm like, what is this? And it was disgusting. It was like a Heinz tartar. Nobody eats Heinz tartar sauce.
I'm not a fan of the packets, Todd. Especially when it comes to ketchup, because maybe it's a crime, but maybe I put ketchup on my cod if I get fish, and the packets are just there's not enough sauce in that. I like the little cups, and especially if they're like wide and like deep cups. Yeah, give me that.
Deep and wide, baby.
Deep and wide.
You could put that stuff on a flip-flop and it would taste good, but why would you do away with that? What's wrong with? So I actually wrote Dylan, this is a true story. I wrote a letter to Piccadilly's corporate headquarters explaining that I was a lifelong fan and customer and how much I said exactly what I told you. And I said, would you please bring back the tartar sauce? I never got a reply.
Rude.
Never got a reply.
You know what places should do is like bring back those like just stations where you can pump your own sauce in there, the tartar, the ranch, ketchup, honey mustard.
I like that.
But then, when it runs out, they don't want to refill.
Well, the problem is you got the EBT crowd coming in, and they'll bring like an empty gallon jug, and they'll fill it up with ketchup and then leave.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that happen before.
Me too.
All right, we got to take a break. We are waiting for the Epstein vote, which is why we're talking about tartar sauce. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. We'll be right back.
From the front lines of the culture wars, it's Todd Starnes.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
That's right. It can be overwhelming when you see the number on the scale and you've got, 30, 40, 50, even 100 pounds to lose. But y'all, the hardest part is just getting started, and Calitrin's going to help you do that. You're going to lose the weight the right way, without drugs, without stimulants, so it's safe with all your medications, and where you can maintain it and keep it off even after you get off the product. So go to the website right now, toploss.com. You're going to see there's a huge sale with discounts on every single month of Calitrin, $10 off every single bottle. It's at toploss.com, or you can call us with questions toll-free, 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code TODD. For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all 3 of the main networks. Patriot Mobile's all U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT, code Todd. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life, and he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS.
Hey, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, let's go to Morehead City, North Carolina. Stephen is on the phone. Hi, Stephen. What's going on?
Well, this is funny, Todd. I just talked to you the other day, and that was real fun, but today is even better. I'm listening to you on the radio, and I'm in the McDonald's drive-thru, and I hear our president talking about how he loves the Filet-O-Fish. And by the way, it is, Todd, it's not tartar, it's tartar, okay? Just so you know.
Wait, what?
Tartar.
Tartar? Who calls it tartar?
You don't call it tartar.
Wait, what?
Tartar sauce. Yes. Oh, yes. That's how, down east, that's how it is pronounced. Tartar. Not tartar. Tartar sounds like something you put on the hill you shoot.
Tartar.
Tartar.
Really? Tartar sauce. I've always called it tartar sauce.
A lot of people do. But so anyway, but that's neither here nor there. The funny part of this is I get up to the window, and here down east in eastern North Carolina, we are obviously the most highly concentrated military area in the country. We've got all sorts of, any Camp Lejeune, you name it, Cherry Point, on. And the thing is, I come up to the window, and the fella, a young kid, obviously, a nice cut, and he was ROTC. And I said, I really apologize. I meant to ask for extra tartar sauce. And he says,
I can't.
He says, don't worry, I got you covered. The commander-in-chief said he was upset with not having enough tartar on his sandwich. I've got it taken care of. Todd, I literally had to use my spoon on my knife fork spoon set. I kid you not.
Get out of here. So the McDonald's over there, they've already heard President Trump's edict,
Yes.
and they've made the change.
Yes, because they are all, as I say, these are all young military folks. And when your commander-in-chief says, I want more tartar, you make doggone sure you've got some more tartar on that fish-o-filet.
Filet-O-Fish. Filet-O-Fish.
That's it, and it's tartar.
All right, Stephen, I think you may have caused a national controversy here. I have never heard it called that before, tartar. So the next time I'm in Morehead City and I'm I'm down at the Sanitary Fish House, I have to say I'd like some extra tartar sauce.
You do that, and the Sanitary is a place that it's iconic. It's where everyone goes. But when you are down here, do mess around a little bit, because there are some amazing places down here beyond the Sanitary. And
all right.
And I've worked at the Sanitary. Sometimes the wait is very long, so just walk down the street a little bit and pop in one of the other places, get your appetizer and a beverage of choice, and then go. And you'll put your name on the list, and then go back.
All right, Stephen, thank you.
Doing honest, beautiful, hard work, and happy families sitting down to a really great meal. Because no matter who you are, everyone loves something at McDonald's. There's always something to have. I like the fish. I like it. You could do a little bit more tartar sauce, though, please. Seriously. I hate when I say, do you have any tartar sauce? Do you understand that? Yes, he understands that.
I love it. I just love this man. He's engaged in world peace, and he's concerned about how much tartar sauce is on the Filet-O-Fish.
He said tartar. He didn't say tartar.
He did say tartar, didn't he?
Tartar is like twice as long to say.
I know. I feel weird. I feel weird saying it like that. All right, we've got Billy in Statesville, North Carolina. Billy, hang tight. We're going to get to your call as soon as we come back from this break. You know what? I'm really in the mood for a Filet-O-Fish sandwich right now. That's what, Dylan, I'm telling you. All right, hang tight, everybody. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show. Wow.
Everyone's goals for advancing their education look different. At Liberty University, we've helped thousands of students like you earn their dream degree. So no matter what your goal is, we can help you get there. With over 450 degrees from the associate to the doctoral level to choose from, most of which are 100% online, you'll find what you need to succeed. To discover which degree might be the best fit for you, text degree to 49595. That's degree to 49595.
In a world where our values are under fire, it's time to stand strong. That's why you should know about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is a bank that stands for faith, family, and freedom. A bank that won't cave to cancel culture. Your money, your values. So if you're tired of banks that won't stand up for your values, it's time to switch to Old Glory Bank. Head on over to oldglorybank.com/Starnes and make the change today.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From Affirm Films and director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story. When John O'Leary suffers burns over 100% of his body, it's a battle for survival. But through the care and support of community heroes, John's resilience leads him to discover what it means to truly live.
The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire.
Soul on Fire. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing. More information is available at soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
A London supermarket chain may get a lump of coal in their Christmas stockings. Tesco is sort of like the British version of a Kroger. For many years, they sold Christmas trees at their stores, but not this year. Instead, Tesco is selling something called an evergreen tree. That's right, folks. Our cousins across the big pond have rebranded Christmas. Susan Hall is a conservative leader and a member of the London Assembly. She called the decision wretched, ridiculous nonsense and says she's fed up with woke stupidity. Now, Tesco denied the claims they've gone woke, but it's not the first time they've gotten caught renaming O Tannenbaum. It's all silly, of course. I wonder if they sell cartons of holiday eggs on Easter or orange autumn gourds at Halloween. Here's my general rule. If it's decorated with bright lights and ornaments and garland, it's a Christmas tree. There's no need to get your tinsel in a twist. Be sure to read more about this story at toddstarns.com.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's common sense conservative commentary from Todd Starnes.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. I want to thank our friends at West Coast Baptist College out in Lancaster, California. They sent us a delicious box of chocolates. That was mighty tasty, so thank you for that. Welcome to you all, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a very busy hour. Senator Marsha Blackburn is going to be dropping by in just a little while. Well, as promised, I want to go right to the phones. Billy from Statesville, North Carolina, WSIC, was kind enough to hold over. And Billy, before we get to the question you have, I'm just curious, there in the Statesville area, are you guys seeing any sort of residual impacts from the illegals that are in Charlotte?
I haven't seen anything, and I hope I don't. I'd be afraid I might want to hit one of them.
Well, we don't want to do that. We don't advocate for violence on this program. Billy, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot lately about the Muslim Brotherhood is really starting to take hold. That they've been trying to do this for the last 30 years, and but it's not just them. It seems like the socialists and the communists and even the fools that call themselves Americans are out there doing their best to tear us down. I just don't understand what's going on.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on. We are in the throes of an Islamic takeover, and it's been slow. It's been methodical. This has been going on since right before 9/11, and people have just failed to realize the extent and the danger that an Islamic America poses. And we are about to find out very quickly. It's not just New York City where this is happening. It's happening in Seattle, happening in Minneapolis, and Billy, it's going to spread like wildfire. This is going to happen very quickly.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. But I was teasing. I wouldn't hit him. I just feel like it.
No. I understand. But you know how the leftist mob is. So I always have to put out those caveats.
Oh yeah. Well, if I was a leftist, God forbid, I'd be out where I wouldn't just want to hit him. I'd want to stab him and shoot him if I.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Billy, for the call. Appreciate that. And again, we do not advocate violence here on the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Come on, people. Jeez, Lou. Let me just say something here about what's happening in New York City. Zohran Mamdani is a very dangerous person. Now, we're going to play some audio from Mamdani, and he was on ABC. And he says that he is doubling down, and if Netanyahu shows up at the United Nations, he's going to have Netanyahu arrested because Mamdani believes that New York City does not fall under the law of America, but instead falls under a different sort of law altogether, cut number 6.
You said you would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu based on the 2024 International Court Arrest Warrant. Next UN General Assembly, as mayor, would you do that?
So I've said time and again that I believe this is a city of international law, and being a city of international law means looking to uphold international law, and that means upholding the warrants from the International Criminal Court, whether they're for Benjamin Netanyahu or Vladimir Putin. I think that that's critically important to showcase our values, and unlike Donald Trump, I'm someone who looks to exist within the confines of the laws that we have. So I will look to exhaust every legal possibility, not to create my own laws to do so.
On the other hand, this is also a world event. Does that not count a little bit?
Well, I think we are a global city, but I also think what New Yorkers are looking for is consistency in the way in which we talk about our values and follow through on them. And that's why I think these warrants from the International Criminal Court, they are worth fully exploring every legal possibility to actually follow through on.
But you see, New York City is not a global city. New York City is an American city. And if, in fact, Zohran Mamdani is talking about seceding from the United States of America and starting his own country, well, okay, good luck with that, but you're not getting a single penny of tax money. That all ends. And I understand President Trump says, they're going to welcome Mamdani to the White House. They're going to try to work with the mayor of New York City. I don't think you can work with this guy. By the way, Mamdani also asked again about capitalism and his view of capitalism, cut 13.
So when people say democratic socialist, right, and I'm curious what you think this means. I mean,
Do you like capitalism?
No, I have many critiques of capitalism. And I think ultimately the definition for me of why I call myself a democratic socialist is the words of Dr. King decades ago. He said, call it democracy or call it democratic socialism. There must be a better distribution of wealth for all of God's children in this country. And that's what I'm focused on, is dignity and taking on income inequality. And for too long, politicians have pretended that we're spectators to that crisis of affordability. We're actually actors, and we have the choice to exacerbate it, like Mayor Adams has done, or to respond to it and resolve it, like I'm planning to do.
So there you have it. So this guy is going to eradicate capitalism there in New York City. He also doesn't believe that they should be following the laws of America and the Constitution, that they fall under the laws of the international community. But that's not all. As a matter of fact, Mamdani just endorsed his very first candidate. Now, this individual would replace him in the New York State Assembly from Queens. Her name is Abir Kawas. She is a proponent of Islamic liberation theology. She is also a pro-Palestinian activist and a Muslim. And here she is talking about how much she hates America and that 9/11 was actually America's fault. Cut number 5.
And so, and finding that, the system of capitalism and racism and white supremacy, etc., and Islamophobia have all been used, to colonize lands, right, to take resources from other people. And so this is like a long trajectory, and we're just seeing the manifestations of that continuation, right, with 9/11. And so a lot of times when people are asking us to respond about, attack, right, if you look back, historically, right, a lot of us come from lands that were colonized, lands where wars are being waged, right, a lot of times because of U.S. policy or the policies in Europe. And so I find that we can connect over that, but then also that the idea that we have to apologize for a terror attack that a couple of people did, and then there is no apologies or reparations for genocides and for slavery, etc., is something that I kind of find reprehensible.
These are the kinds of people that are winning elected office on the local and the state level. There are a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen. And again, we don't dabble in local, small town or smaller city politics. We don't. But maybe we ought to pay very close attention to what's happening in these smaller towns and communities, because it is a growing issue. Now, I will say this, for example, Dearborn, Michigan, where they have a Muslim mayor. This is Mayor Ahmoud. And here's what he's talking. He's talking about assimilation. And, we've talked a lot about this on the program, that modern day immigrants are no longer assimilating. They're bringing their culture, good or bad, to America, and they're expecting us to conform. So you have all these people from Ilhan Omar, you've got Zohran Mamdani, and they come to this country. We open our doors up and we open our arms to these people. We give them the best of what we have. And instead they turn around and they stab us in the back or blow us up. And they say, no, we are here. We are here to destroy America. We are here to take back America from the colonialists, right? So that's the colonizers is what they call us. They want us to go back to wherever our forefathers came from. That's the whole point of it. So there was a time, though, when people did assimilate. They learned the language. They learned the culture. They kept the very best parts of their culture, but they became Americans. And that's not what's happening here. And as a result, we're about to have a very balkanized America. Here's the mayor of Dearborn, Michigan. Cut number 1.
Because what you often hear that's accompanied with that is, well, you must assimilate. I shouldn't put out a magazine that's in 2 languages. Why can't you speak English? Why are my videos subtitled in Arabic? Why is my caption both in English and Arabic? People get frustrated by this. But to me, it's I actually disavow the use of the term the melting pot. I actually don't like it. Why? Because in a melting pot, when you're talking about a soup, everything looks the same. Right. We're the salad bowl. The lettuce is lettuce, the tomato is tomato, the cucumber is cucumber, and they all complement each other.
So here's where we're at, and I don't want to be a salad. I don't want to be a salad. We're supposed to be a melting pot. But that's the mayor of Dearborn, which, by the way, became the very first Arab-majority city in America. 55% of its residents claim to be of Middle Eastern or North African ancestry. That was in 2023. By the way, Dearborn is the 7th largest city in the state of Michigan. But all of this has been happening in a relatively fast amount of time. And when you see the demographics, it's insane. It's just absolutely insane how quickly things are changing in places like Dearborn and New York City, where a majority of the vote that Zohran Mamdani got actually came from foreign-born citizens. Again, nearly 20% of the population in Charlotte, North Carolina is believed to be, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, believed to be illegal alien or foreign-born. So that's sort of where we are right now. But really shocking when you see the numbers of Middle Eastern folks that are moving into America. This is going to change our culture. Look at what's happening in Texas right now. And your governor, I don't know what he's doing, Greg Abbott, but there will be some sort of an Islamic war going on in the state of Texas before it's all said and done. All right, got to take a break here, folks. 901-260-5926. Again, our telephone number, 901-260-5926. Hey, don't forget, 5 o'clock tonight on Newsmax 2, our streaming channel. Millions of people are tuning to Newsmax now, watching us on cable, our stream, also downloading our free Newsmax app on smartphones and TVs. That's why Reuters says we're one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night you can watch great shows. Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbee, Rob Finnerty. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. You can get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. Take seconds to start, and let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax, real news for real people.
You're with Todd Starnes.
Hey, Patriots, Todd Starnes here with big news. Trump's fighting for our country to get it back on the right track, battling China, who's likely dumping treasuries to sink the dollar, and facing tariffs that are having a sharp bite on the stock market. Now, Trump is playing the long game for America, putting Americans first. But like hard work, there's always going to be some pain. So you've got to play smart, too. Secure your hard-earned savings and retirement with Vault U.S. Gold. Their IRS-approved gold IRAs let you roll over your IRA or 401k with a no-commission pros. Safe, simple, tax-smart, protecting your future. Want it in hand? Well, their direct delivery program ships insured gold and silver to your door, offering privacy, yours to store securely. Real assets that you can hold and touch for tough times. Call 833-511-GOLD. That's 833-511-4653 or visit vaultusgold.com/Todd Starnes for your free investor kit. And tell them Todd sent you, and don't go unprotected.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Well, I stopped taking it for a while, and then it dawned on me, so I started taking it again. And I don't know, I like it. I mean, I love them. I'm never going to stop taking them. And I've got a friend that's coming over here. I'm giving her a little bit for her to go try.
I love the product. I wouldn't be without it. You know, ever since I started that product, I remember seeing an ad way back. That's what convinced me. I tried it, and so I've been a believer. Nothing compares with it, so I'm a lifer with it. I'm not going to change.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Starnes. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions, and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code STARNES and you're going to save an extra 10%.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
One man had a dream his life was meant for more than serving fries. Trump didn't just see Greece, he saw greatness. He didn't just see a fryer, he saw a fresh start for America. This is the tale of the American dream, where nothing is impossible.
Look at the crowd over there. Look how happy everybody is. They're happy because they want hope. They need hope.
Two sides of the same man, two chapters of the same story, from the Golden Arches to the Golden Age.
It is my honor to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
His list of accomplishments is breathtaking. He's blown up the deep state. He's proven the so-called experts completely wrong. His list of achievements almost endless. Meanwhile, promises made, promises kept.
This administration's moving at political light speed. Today, the flurry continues, and his Sharpie's working harder than Biden ever did.
We're asking you to just dream big. We're bringing it back. This will be America's new golden age.
Wow, I love this man. We're going to post that video up on our Instagram feed. You're going to want to watch it. The White House has created a brilliant video promoting President Trump's time at working the drive-thru at McDonald's. Of course, the very first McDonald's fry cook to become president of the United States. Oh, let's go to Morehead City, North Carolina. Tim wants to weigh in on the big tartar sauce pronunciation scandal that has erupted during the show. Hi, Tim. What's going on?
Hey, Todd. And listen, at the risk of giving us all cultural whiplash, I would like to go back and visit Stephen's thoughts from a few minutes ago. And, of course, the current topic is this is going from deadly serious to almost a little foolish, but here it goes. Stephen, we would say he ain't got both oars in the water cap. I don't know anybody else that would honestly pronounce the name of that particular white sauce, tartare sauce. It's tartar sauce. So you don't have to change anything, Todd. You had good instincts on that. So, you're right.
Tim, I do take issue with you on your characterization of the conversation regarding tartar sauce. Sir, that is not folly. That is a very important condiment in our nation's history. So I do take you to task on that.
Well, I have to say, if you're in one of our restaurants down here on the Crystal Coast and you got the attention of your server and that young man or young lady, and you told them, could I please have some tartare? They would probably look at you really funny, and very likely they'd say, "You mean tartar sauce?" That's exactly what would happen. So you're correct. Communication is important. So, yeah. So I'm a native of the area. I think most folks that could be listening they'd agree. I don't know where that came from, but left field is a good guess. So.
I bet that guy has roots.
Not that left, but,
Tim, I guarantee you that guy's got family in Charleston, South Carolina. They definitely say tartar there.
Could be, and I will say this. Now, listen, I heard you mention our local sanitary fish market and restaurant. Now, that is an iconic restaurant from the 30s. I mean, they have been there forever. But he was correct about this. We have some fantastic seafood restaurants, and a lot of restaurants that can serve you an awesome steak will turn out amazing seafood as well. So here would be my suggestion is the next time you're down to Moorhead, try another place, and there are so many. Order some mahi, order some grilled mahi, and you can't go wrong. And I will say this, keep the tartar sauce off the mahi.
I will do that.
Doesn't need anything.
Yeah, tartar sauce is only meant for fried food, so.
Most of the local folks, I will say this, they don't want much of anything. Oysters and fish that are fixed right, you don't really need anything to be added.
Well, so Lockwood Phillips is the owner of the talk station, and he's always my host when I come to town. So we'll have to work with Lockwood to get out at least a couple of days, so I'll be able to sample various restaurants around town. But the ones he took me to had an absolute blast, and also, I did a little day trip over to New Bern and had just the greatest time walking around that great downtown area.
Well, we want to keep this. Okay, I'm going against my own advice.
We
want to
10
keep
seconds.
This area kind of a best kept secret because this is an amazing area. It's the reason why all of us that have lived here all of our lives just love it so much. But
well said.
We want to be kind of selective about who we sort of invite in the area permanent.
I don't blame you one bit because it really is a great little gem. All right, Tim, thank you for that. And give a shout out to Lockwood Phillips, owner of The Talk Station. Great radio station out there on the Carolina coast. Hang tight, everybody. Got to take a quick break here. 901-260-5926. This is The Todd Stern Show.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control.
Yikes!
So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Stearns Radio Show. Welcome to all of our great listeners around the nation today. Trust you're doing well, and to look forward to seeing you tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern on Newsmax. Busy day. Want to go to the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line, say hello to our good friend, also a great country music aficionado, and a pretty good dancer, too, Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator, hope you're doing well today.
I am doing doing great, and I hope that you are also.
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to you, so thank you for the invitation. I went up to see Shenandoah, and what a great band.
I'm telling you, and to sit there and listen to all of those hits and enjoy that music, and they're great people, and we had a great crowd, and I am so pleased you were able to be a part of it.
Well, it was a lot of fun, and ladies and gentlemen, yours truly has endorsed Senator Marsha Blackburn to be the next governor of the state of Tennessee, and I'm very proud of that endorsement. Senator, we've got a lot to talk about. First, I do want to start on the state level. A Nashville chancellor came out yesterday and said that the National Guard cannot be in Memphis, and it's just really appalling, Senator, that you would have a judge step in and put a stop to this.
Well, it is appalling because we know we've cut the crime rate in half in Memphis, and people are so pleased to see that. They've recovered more than 325 stolen cars. They've found over 100 missing children. They've taken 550 weapons off the street. And for an activist judge like Chancellor Moskal to be on the warpath to stop these efforts to make our city safer is just, I don't get it. It defies common sense. And to claim that the crime rates in Memphis are not a grave emergency or a disaster, and she has just, I don't know what she's thinking. Memphis had been declared the homicide capital of America, and that, in my opinion, is a grave emergency. To a lot of Memphians, that is a grave emergency. And by arresting these thousands of criminals and gang members and child predators and rescuing children, people in Memphis want that to continue. I know that Attorney General Skermetti is appealing this. I hope that he is successful. The legislature could go into special session and take an action. And then, of course, there are actions that the president could take. But we want to make certain that we continue to make Memphis the safest city in the United States. It should be a model for how we overcome crime in these cities.
I was talking to a good buddy of mine. His name is Jim Lasapio, and he owns a lot of restaurants around Memphis and a number on Beale Street. And he was telling me they have been so thrilled with the vibe, the change. People feel safe going back downtown. And to think that could all go away because of cheap politics and the fact that the county mayor, who is a Democrat, filed this lawsuit in the first place, again, is just appalling when you look, as you said, the crime rate has been cut in half.
It is, and we should put Memphians first, not criminals first. And it is going to be important that we continue this Memphis Safe Task Force because the results speak for themselves. When you look at the fact that they have been able to get nearly 2,000 criminals, murderers, rapists, people that have robbery, aggravated assault, people that are child predators, drug traffickers, they are locked up. And we know that our U.S. Attorney Donovan is taking as many of these cases as he can take. You've got JAG officers coming in to assist. You've got DHS and ICE attorneys coming in to assist. And the results have been a safer Memphis, and people want that to continue. So I'm looking forward to the Attorney General appealing this ruling.
Senator Marsha Blackburn is on our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line today. Senator, there's been a lot of controversy over Arctic frost, and of course, the previous administration and the Justice Department did some pretty horrifying things, spying on U.S. senators, yourself included. And of course, in the CR, there was the controversy surrounding the 8 lawmakers who would be allowed to sue. Now, your opponent in the primary, Congressman John Rose, has been making a lot of fuss about this. And I just wanted to give you the opportunity to lay all this out there. Did you know that your name was going to be included on this list?
What what we know is that I had nothing to do with the provision in the bill. And Todd, this fight is not about money. It is about holding Jack Smith accountable for what has been the massive weaponization, the worst weaponization of the federal government against a group of people. And what you see has happened to conservatives, whether it's President Trump, whether it is the senators, whether it is other conservatives. There were 197 subpoenas against 430 people. They pulled the financial records on people like Turning Point USA and Citizens United. And they have to be held accountable. Jack Smith and everybody that worked with him in that CR-15 unit have to be held accountable for this political witch hunt and this fishing expedition that they carried out against the president, members of Congress, other conservatives, and of course, you're going to see investigations, subpoenas, FOIA requests, hearings, lawsuits, and hopefully prosecutions, because you've got people that ought to be in jail because of what they have done.
Well, no doubt about that. I will say this. As soon as I heard the story, I thought, oh, boy, Marsha Blackburn's going to be on the warpath to find out who's responsible for this. Because it was just, look, it's somebody clearly made a mistake. And unfortunately, it wasn't caught. And I know the Speaker Johnson's fired up about this, and it'll all get rectified. But again, I think we do have to focus on the fact that they were spying on Republican senators, and that cannot get lost in the controversy.
Well, and that's the point. They have to be held accountable. Now, Kash Patel fired everybody in that unit, but you're exactly right. We cannot let this weaponization of the government against President Trump, members of Congress, conservatives. My goal is to protect conservatives. My goal is to make certain this never happens again. And my goal is to make certain that the people that did this, that they are held to account. You know, we need to know everything that Jack Smith was after. We know phone records. We know financial records for others. Did they go after text messages? Did they go after emails? Did they go after our individual financial information? What all were they trying to scoop up? Because they went after President Trump. They indicted President Trump. They were looking to indict and name as co-conspirators people that supported President Trump, people that had questions about the 2020 election. It is the weaponization of government. It was a political witch hunt. They have to be held to account.
Yeah, somebody was trying to behead the conservative leadership in the party. It's so bad and so horrifying what they've done. And you're right, people must be held accountable for that. Senator, one final thing. There's just been a lot of noise out there in the conservative world, MAGA world right now. We have got to focus. I don't understand. People need to put aside their own things. We've got to get behind the president's agenda, and we have got to work super hard because the midterms are coming up very quickly. And I don't want us to get to Election Day, and we still have a lot of the president's agenda that hasn't been accomplished.
Well, you're right about that. And what we have to do is get the cost of living down. We want to make certain that we continue to work to get inflation down and that we get this second reconciliation bill done. We are focusing on that with health care. We're also focusing on some technology legislation, things that are important to Memphis, Shelby County, West Tennessee. I'm actually on the Joint Economic Committee, and we have a hearing this afternoon on emerging technologies and industrial efficiency and some of our pro-innovation policies. All of those things need to be done. The Kids Online Safety Act, we're ready to get that across the finish line. And, of course, finishing our appropriations bills so that we are onto a Trump and Republican Congress budget and off of a Biden and Democrat Congress budget. And we've got from now to January 30th to get this done.
All right, Senator, we appreciate your time and appreciate your willingness to come on and talk about all the big issues of the day. And thanks for the great work you're doing.
You got it. Take care. Bye now.
All right, Senator Marsha Blackburn, she's fired up. And I'm glad to see that. We need people to be fired up because we've got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do, ladies and gentlemen, as we move towards the midterms. All right, we've got to take a quick break here. Going to the phone lines, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
He's not bitter. He's blessed. Todd Starnes.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Friends, here's a reality check. Your biggest retirement expense likely isn't groceries or health care. It's taxes. Add inflation eating away at your dollar, and it's easy to see why so many run out of money. Lassiter Capital helps solve that problem by giving you access to real estate investments designed to generate income, protect against inflation, and provide huge tax advantages. Founder Ty Lassiter calls it the 4 keys to investment success. Visit LassiterCapital.com/Starnes or call 817-912-1569 to schedule your free consultation. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life. And he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists, so if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are 2 ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week. Or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the Recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Indiana State Representative Christy Stutzman, also the author of just an incredible book, Spiritual Price of Political Silence. Christy, good to have you with us. So what's going on here? Why are we not doing unto the Democrats what they have done to the Republicans?
You know, that's a question for the senators who are actually stonewalling this. I am so upset about the fact that they are not recognizing the battle that we are actually in. It's a battle for the future of our nation. And President Trump has gone to the wall for us. He has been drugged through courts. He has been shot at. There have been so many things that this man has gone through for our country. And the least that we can do is show up to work and vote and hold the vote. And I actually happen to know that the House plans to vote. It's the Senate that's the problem. And I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I do know that on the ground, we're hearing that there are a lot of senators in support of it. So it's time for the leadership to actually call the vote.
Even Governor Braun, who was initially reluctant about the redraw, expressed his frustrations, writing this: "I called for our legislators to convene to ensure Hoosiers' voices in D.C. are not diluted by the Democrats' gerrymandering. Our state senators need to do the right thing and show up to vote for fair maps. Hoosiers deserve to know where their elected officials stand on important issues." Christy, I'm curious, there in your state, what is the mood of the electorate here?
They're going to show up in great numbers at the State House on Organizational Day. There are already rallies being planned. The people are very upset about this. When you compare us to New England and California and Illinois and New York, this has been going on for years and years, and it is not right for us to stand by and just put our head in the sand and say, well, that's not the way we do it here. This is the battle right now that we are facing, and we have to recognize the rules under which we are fighting. And they're new, they're different, and we might not like it, but that is what we have to face. Trump didn't like being drugged through court or being shot at, but you know what? He's taken it and he's fought for it, and it's time for us to fight with him.
Yeah, I like that. You know, Governor Braun spoke to the president today saying he's behind the president's redistricting effort to ensure the MAGA agenda is successful in Congress. Can the governor do anything more to apply pressure to these rogue Republican senators?
There's things he can do. There are a lot of conversations going on behind the scenes right now between the governor's office and the senators, and also the whole legislature. But then the people themselves are talking about this. The people are quite upset, and they're posting on social media. They're calling the representatives. They're really trying to put the pressure on them to at least show up and do what the governor has asked them to do, show up to work and actually go on record and vote. It's time to do that. And I tell you what, there's not very many senators that are telling me that they don't want to do it. So I'm kind of confused as to what they're saying the numbers are, because from what I'm hearing from senators, they're ready to vote. So it's time for the leadership to step up and make that happen right away.
This is what I don't get. The Republicans, it's not just Indiana. We got Kansas, Nebraska, New Hampshire. They all took a pass, said, no, we don't want to, we're Republicans. We don't do that. It's like the Democrats are bringing a knife to the fight and the Republicans are back at the country club playing mahjong. It makes no sense to me.
Exactly. Yeah, we have had supermajorities, and we've actually been very blessed and kind of comfortable for too long in some of those states. And I think it's time to wake up and realize that we are in a battle for the future of the country. This is something that is different, that we're not used to, but we have seen President Trump go to the mat for us. This is the least that we can do. But, it's an amazing time to be alive, to see all these changes in politics. And right now, there is a definite battle for the soul of the nation going on, and we need to be a part of that.
And guys, if we could, let's put the book cover right back up there. And Christy, I mean, that's the whole point of your book, The Spiritual Price of Political Silence. We've been silent for far too long, and look what's happened to the country.
Exactly. I think a lot of people of faith, and my book is to people of faith across the country. People of faith have kind of been disenchanted with the political process because it can be so ugly. And what we haven't realized is that we have a fortune of freedom, but with that fortune comes an inheritance tax, and that is being involved and being engaged and actually informing ourselves of what's going on. And because it's been so ugly, we've kind of shied away from it. But because of that, we are paying a spiritual price, whether it's through our children or whether it's our influence around the world. We really have lost out on having that spiritual influence that I feel like America was called to have across the world. I've had people from other countries beg me to not have America stop what we have been doing. But if we don't have freedom here, if we don't have religious freedom here, it's all going to end, whether it's being able to raise our children according to our own convictions or whether it's being able to send aid and help around the world.
All right, Christy Stutzman, we always appreciate you coming on Newsmax. Thank you.
All right, just a little bit of a conversation we had last night on the show. The situation in Indiana is bizarre, where you have 5 Republicans now standing in the way of redistricting, and we've got to primary those folks. Let's go to Millington, Tennessee, and say hello to Michael. Michael, what's on your mind?
Hey, Todd. How's it going, man?
All right.
All right. Hey, man, I just wanted to say, Millington Dad here. Love your show.
Thank you.
You were totally right about Marjorie Trader Brown. I feel like outside of her, the party's still pretty unified, though. Thank goodness. But hear me out for just a second. That woman you targeted the other day with the help of Senator Taylor, she received death threats, dude, on the lie you helped spread. Senator Brent Taylor straight up lied about her.
All right, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Michael? What are you talking about?
It is news. That's not First Amendment.
All right, what are you talking about, Michael?
You lied about her, and you got the cops called on her based on a lie.
Oh, are you talking about the woman who made threats against a sitting Tennessee state senator?
You and Brent Taylor purposely misrepresented the quote. You cut the part of the quote that made it sound like a joke. You know you did. Anybody that goes and looks can find this.
Hey,
out
Michael, I'm not going to have you come on the show and be a liar. And come on, I know your mother didn't raise you to be a liar, right? We actually have a screenshot of what the woman wrote, Michael.
Represented. That's the same as
No,
mine.
we've got a photograph. We have a screenshot of the threat the woman made against the sitting state senator, Michael. So here's the deal. You need to go to church and repent for being a liar. And next time you want to call in, don't lie to my call screeners. We put people on this show whether they agree or disagree. Shame on you, sir. You know better. We'll be right back, everybody.
When you're working to protect and serve your community and country, you need a degree program that fits into your busy schedule. At Liberty University, you'll find just that. With 100% online program options and no set login times, you can advance your skills without sacrificing your commitments. Plus, we offer exclusive tuition rates and discounts to current and former service members, their spouses, and first responders. Learn more by texting DEGREE to 49595. That's DEGREE to 49595.
In a world where our values are under fire, it's time to stand strong. That's why you should know about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is a bank that stands for faith, family, and freedom. A bank that won't cave to cancel culture. Your money, your values. So if you're tired of banks that won't stand up for your values, it's time to switch to Old Glory Bank. Head on over to oldglorybank.com/starnes and make the change today.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Stand by for news and commentary next.
From Affirm Films and director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story. When John O'Leary suffers burns over 100% of his body, it's a battle for survival. But through the care and support of community heroes, John's resilience leads him to discover what it means to truly live.
The most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire.
Soul on Fire. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing. More information is available at soulonfiremovie.com.
A London supermarket chain may get a lump of coal in their Christmas stockings. Tesco is sort of like the British version of a Kroger. For many years, they sold Christmas trees at their stores, but not this year. Instead, Tesco is selling something called an evergreen tree. That's right, folks. Our cousins across the big pond have rebranded Christmas. Susan Hall is a conservative leader and a member of the London Assembly. She called the decision wretched, ridiculous nonsense and says she's fed up with woke stupidity. Now, Tesco denied the claims they've gone woke, but it's not the first time they've gotten caught renaming O Tannenbaum. It's all silly, of course. I wonder if they sell cartons of holiday eggs on Easter or orange autumn gourds at Halloween. Here's my general rule. If it's decorated with bright lights and ornaments and garland, it's a Christmas tree. There's no need to get your tinsel in a twist. Be sure to read more about this story at toddstarnes.com.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's conservative blowtorch.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I want to clean up something here that just happened towards the very end of the last hour of the program. First, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Great to have you with us today. And we've got a couple of breaking news stories. I'm going to get to those in just a moment. I want to clear something up here. So we had a caller from Millington, Tennessee. His name is Michael. And this guy, and Dylan, turn your microphone on. I want to chat with you about this. So whenever we have somebody call into the show, you guys have to go through our call screeners. And the call screeners will basically tell you, get right to the point, stay on topic, don't deviate, and, what do you want to talk about? And we do that except for Fridays when it's open lines and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Because, again, we don't like to meander. We want to make sure the conversations stay focused. So we had this guy, Michael, call in, and what is it? He wanted to talk about what? Thanking us and celebrating us and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he basically lied. He lied to a call screener. Yeah.
He lied to the call screener. Now, it's one thing to lie to me, the host of the program, but it's another when you lie and disrespect my staff. And that angers me because our team here, they work very hard. And Dylan, we are very happy and we're very open about the nature of our show. If you disagree with me, you go right to the top of the list.
Yeah, pretty much that's the consensus. If you call in and disagree, and if you're honest, especially honest, because we don't shy away from anything, we'll let Todd know, and he's going to take your call first. That's how it works.
That's how it works. I mean, it's pretty simple, and we can, as long as we're having a fun, spirited, feisty debate, I think that's great. But this guy Michael from Millington called in, and he lied to our lovely, kind, church-going call screener, who bakes cookies and I think has a puppy. Does Helen have a puppy? I think she's got a puppy.
Helen have a puppy? She wants a puppy. She
wants a puppy. She loves.
Confirmed. She has a puppy.
She loves man's best friend. So anyway, this guy calls in and lies. And so a lot of people are like, what is this guy talking about? So I want to fill you in on the story because it's an interesting story. And our affiliate in Memphis, KWAM, KWAMradio.com, the story is on the website. And there's been a lot of hate directed at a gentleman by the name of State Senator Brent Taylor. And he has launched this initiative called Make Memphis Matter, and he is very pro-law enforcement. This guy is a rock-solid Republican. He's the kind of Republican that we love. So anyway, this activist posted something on Facebook, and she said that it looked like Brent Taylor was ready to catch one in the throat like President Trump. That's what she wrote on Facebook. Now, when you hear that phrase, it looks like somebody's ready to catch one in the throat. I immediately thought about Charlie Kirk, and so did the state senator, and so did law enforcement. Now, State Senator Brent Taylor, again, he is a state senator in Tennessee, and under their rules, whenever threats are made or a perceived threat is made, then the senator, the lawmaker, has to notify Capitol Security, and then they notify whoever. And so they showed up en masse at this woman's house. I'm not going to name her name. In a separate video, she called the senator a weak, spineless B-word who looks like a fuzzy blank blank. We write it all out for you on the website. You can see it there. And she pretty much hates the state senator, and she says that she was just joking and that the phrase catch it in the throat was really meant as a sexual connotation. She went back and re-edited the post, and I think that's what that guy's talking, because that guy's saying, oh, we lied about this woman and we called the police. I didn't call the police on anybody, dude. We reported on that after the fact. So anyway, this woman's a far-left activist here in the Memphis community. And what the liberals are not used to here in the Memphis area, they're not used to conservatives who know how to play the game and push back. We're not going to let anybody bully conservatives in our area. We're not going to let anybody bully conservatives in the nation. So anyway, she's all very upset, and she's saying that what she meant was she meant as a joke. Now, she said, Senator Brent Taylor, again, she called him, you weak, spineless coward. I'm not going to do anything to you. It's weird that you sent the feds to my house. Well, let me just say this. The feds and law enforcement, they read what she wrote, and they took it the same way Senator Taylor did. Turns out, though, this woman also, she posted something, and I'm just going to read this. You deserve a break. Stop healing. Choose violence. Go bat blank insane. Do it for the plot. She replied, strongly considering. Well, what do you make of that? Luke Simbel, who's a regular on this program, the vice chair of the Republican Party of Shelby County, condemned the woman's statement, saying the violent left loves attacking conservatives with bullets to the throat, which is true. They do. So anyway, this guy calls in, and he's first of all, he lies to get on the air, which he didn't have to do. He could have called up and said, I am enraged at what Todd Stearns wrote, and I want to have it out with him. And our call screener would have said, hold, please. And you would have been on the air. So anyway, it's unfortunate when liberals do that. But here's the thing about it shows their true nature, and it shows their true character. And I know this guy's mother did not raise him to behave like that. And that's embarrassing. I mean, geez, Lou. So, what's the lesson here? Yeah, don't make violent threats on social media against sitting state senators, morons. Don't do that. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Moving on to the breaking news, and we do have breaking news out of Texas.
Breaking news now on the Todd Starnes Show.
That's right. A federal panel of judges says the Texas map, their congressional map, is racially gerrymandered, and now federal judges are blocking Texas from using the redrawn congressional map. This is insane. The judges blocked Texas from using a newly drawn map for the state's congressional districts. Quote, the public perception of this case is that it's about politics, the ruling stated. To be sure, politics played a role in drawing the 2025 map, but it was much more than just politics. Substantial evidence shows that Texas racially gerrymandered the 2025 map. This is insane. So Bill Maloogian over at Fox points out that federal Judge Jeffrey Brown is a Trump appointee. He was the one who struck down the congressional map and was also a former Texas Supreme Court justice appointed to the bench by Rick Perry. What is it with all of you Republicans and the judges you appoint? They all turn out to go squirrely. So, as it now stands, ladies and gentlemen, if in fact, this holds, and by the way, they've got to appeal this right away, but if this holds, then Republicans will not be gaining 5 congressional seats in Texas, but on top of that, you've got the situation in California where Gavin Newsom is literally about to eradicate congressional seats because they're going to gerrymander. So unless this gets addressed, and this needs to get to the Supreme Court very, very quickly, we're going to have a big problem on our hands in the midterm elections. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the breaking news coming out of Texas, where a judge has put a stop to the redistricting there. Unbelievable. All right, 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Can't hear the whole show? Don't worry. Get the Toddcast and listen on your own time at ToddStarnes.com.
Hey folks, Todd Stearns here. What's your plan when the smartest investors who never lose pile into gold and silver? They're buying now, watching value climb. Are you okay with missing out, seeing them thrive while you wait? Vault U.S. Gold is the answer. Trusted by pros. They offer gold IRAs to secure your retirement and gold and silver delivered, shipped, and insured to your door. Want to roll over your 401k? Well, their experts make it seamless, honest every step. Why Vault US? Well, they're steady, reliable, no tricks, just value. Gold's hot. Don't regret sitting this out. Call 833-511-GOLD. That's 833-511-4653 or visit vaultusgold.com/Todd for a free investor kit. That's 833-511-GOLD or 833-511-4653 and get your free investor kit. And say Todd Stearns sent you. Vault US Gold. Buy smart, win big. Hi, this is Todd Stearns, and there's no better time to get in shape than right now. That's why I'm really excited that Calitrin is part of my weight loss campaign. Here's my friend Elizabeth from Calitrin.
Yeah, y'all, you know, that feeling when you wake up, the sun's shining, you put on your clothes, they fit good, your hair looks great. You walk out the door just feeling good, like you can take on anything that comes your way. That's what you feel when you're taking Calitrin. When you're losing weight, doing it the right way, without drugs, without stimulants, you feel good, you look good, and you can accomplish more. So if you are ready to lose the weight and do it the right way, Calitrin is proven safe and effective, even with all medications. So go to the website, toploss.com, check it out for yourself, look at the before and afters, check out the big sale we've got going on right now, toploss.com, or you can call toll-free 833-TOP-LOSS.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and be sure to use that promo code TODD.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better, you know what I'm saying? And just mentally, knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all don't sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Well, this is pretty staggering. The Trump administration has now revoked the visas of some 80,000 foreign nationals since January. And well done. Well done. 16,000 for DUI, 12,000 for brutal assaults and 8,000 for theft. So again, this argument that the best and the brightest are getting these visas, well, it's simply not true at all. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. Bob in Morehead City, North Carolina. Hi, Bob. What's on your mind today?
You were talking about the Muslims taking over our country. I would remind people that back between the 11th and 15th centuries A.D., the Christians had to fight the Crusades for 400 plus years against the Muslim takeover of the country world back then. And we're seeing a repeat of it now because of all the jihad caliphates that the Muslims are talking about wanting to do. Here we go again. Jerusalem was a pinball back then between the Muslims and the Christians. And Crusades, of course, were led by the Catholic popes back then. So they said that we would continuing need for knights, Knight, to guard against a future Muslim jihad caliphate. So it's been a long time coming, and it's going to do it again. And I'm wondering, where is the Crusades going to go now to protect our country from a Muslim takeover?
Bob, the one challenge is that at least back during the Crusades, you had Christians that were willing to fight and to stand their ground. I don't think we've got that many. I think that the Muslims could easily conquer Rome in a day. I have no doubt about that. And I don't see even within the Republican Party, and especially, for example, in Texas, and maybe some of our Texas listeners can help us understand why the governor, Greg Abbott, is turning a blind eye to the rise of the Islamists in the Lone Star State. I just don't get that at all.
The thing about Texas, last year, as I understand it, there were 48 mosques built in Texas.
Well,
let that sink in.
Yes, and I suspect there are a lot more being built. That's insane. As a matter of fact, according to one number, as many as 224 mosques now in the state of Texas. And keep in mind, a lot of this is all intentional, Bob. They were intentionally bringing people into the nation from hotbeds of terrorism, and Lord only knows what we have lurking in many of our communities now. And I'm not saying all Muslims are terrorists, not by any stretch of the imagination, but what I am telling you is we got a problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, remember when the Muslims invaded Europe about 6 or 8 years ago, one of their main things when they started raping all the women over there, he said they're going to breed the Europeans out of existence.
Yes, that was said. And when you look at the numbers, I mean, Europeans are not reproducing, and the Islamists are having babies around the clock, out the wazoo, if you will.
That's right, and we need to implement that born American citizens here rule out. We need to stop that mess.
By the way, in Congress, I saw this statistic yesterday. This is fascinating. In Congress right now, 19 members of Congress who are not born in America. And I don't know if we need to go back and re-examine the rules about that, but we could end up in a situation where you have a couple of election cycles from now, those numbers could double or triple. And at that point, my question is, who exactly are you pledging your allegiance to?
Yep.
All right.
It's a strange place now.
Bob, thank you for the call, and thank you for listening. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This from the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy. I'm just astounded by this. Some 200,000 commercial driver's licenses were given to foreigners, many of whom cannot speak English. Cut number 11.
First off, it goes to show you that Joe Biden and his administration didn't do any background checks on who is coming into the country. They offered them asylum and they offered them work authorizations and then allowed them to go out and get commercial driver's licenses and operate on American roads, endangering American citizens. And so we have had new rules that have come out to say, you know what, we're going to tighten this up. If you come legally, you have a visa, or you're coming from one state to another, you can get what's called a non-domiciled CDL. These are the licenses that these foreigners are using. But to tighten up the rules means we're going to have more safety on American roads. But you mentioned 17,000 from California. We think other states have also issued many illegally commercial driver's licenses. There were 200,000 non-domiciled CDLs issued to foreigners.
Wow.
We think 194,000 of them were issued illegally.
Oh my goodness.
And would not comply with our new rule. And so again, you've aired these crashes, Maria.
Yeah.
They're horrific. When people can't understand the English language, they can't read signs, and they don't know the rules of our road.
Terrible.
That's a problem. Americans aren't safe. And we also see that there's CDL mills, commercial driver's license mills, where people aren't being properly trained. They're being pushed through, getting licenses, and then again driving across the country.
Unbelievable.
If I can make one last point, Maria.
Yeah.
It's driving American truckers out of business.
Good point.
And American trucking companies driving the wages down. That's not why we're taking this action, but that's a real consequence of having all these foreigners come in.
That's a great
point. What we're going to do is see those wages rise, and it's still a good paying job in America to be an American truck driver.
All right, there you have it. The Transportation Secretary. Be careful if you're out on the roadways because, and you can sort of tell, you can actually sort of tell when the person driving that big rig is from another country. There's something about back in the day when you had American-born truckers, those guys were the safest on the roadways. You wanted to be around those truckers, but now, it's crazy out there. By the way, the vote underway on the Epstein files, and I think we're going to expect pretty much a unanimous vote on both sides of the aisle. Are you ready for this? Apparently, Hakeem Jeffries actually solicited campaign cash from Jeffrey Epstein. That's gross. But there you go. Hakeem, dollar store Obama. What are you going to do? 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, and we're so excited about our little devotion books. They make wonderful, wonderful stocking stuffers, really a classy, beautiful gift. Hardcover editions of Star Spangled Blessings, Devotions for Patriots, and our Daily Biscuit Devotions with a Drawl. There are hundreds of reviews on Amazon. People just love these little devotion books, and you're going to love them as well. They make wonderful stocking stuffers, or if you want to get your pastor's wife or maybe somebody in your Sunday school class a special thank you gift, this makes a wonderful gift. These covers, beautifully done, again, hardcover, and the stories, the devotions, the prayers, and even the recipes are just off the charts. You're going to love it. You can get a copy at your favorite bookstore, Amazon, or if you'd like, I will personalize Christmas editions of both books over at ToddStarnes.com in our store, so you can go and check that out. All right, hang tight, everybody. Got to take a quick break. 901-260-5926. This is The Todd Starnes Show.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Yeah, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
/ the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow. You sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face, never let them have too much screen time, and never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed, never ever become a minivan mom, and you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Dylan, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up. And next week? It's
sneaking up on me.
It really is. I'm just curious, when, at Thanksgiving, is there a specific side dish, that you've got to have? A lot of families have mandatory, you got to have these side dishes.
I'm pretty simple with the mac and cheese, but, you never know if you're going to get it or not.
So you're a mac and cheese guy.
I am, because I'm a picky eater, and you know that. And the green bean casserole, when that rolls around, I'm kind of like I'll pass on that situation.
So I was talking to the lovely Miss Cassie, and she says green bean casserole is like a mandatory must-have dish during the Thanksgiving feast.
Yeah, I really don't understand that, though. Like, I don't understand the green bean casserole.
Well, you got to have green bean. Excuse me. I get choked up every time I talk about green beans.
Apparently. I mean, it's the best thing to a lot of people.
It's weird. You know, some people like to do it with the bacon and all that kind of stuff, and then you pour I call it the gelatinous cream of mushroom soup.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put, the onion rings on top of it and bake it. And people love that stuff. I'm not a big green bean casserole kind of a guy, but it's like for a lot of people, it's a mandatory thing.
Yeah, and then the cranberries in the can, it's okay. But what's the stuffing? I like the stuffing.
No, cornbread dressing.
Cornbread dressing.
Yeah, you got to have so there's some sort of a dividing line. I think it's the Mason-Dixon line, where the Northerners it's stuffing, and then in the South we do cornbread dressing.
Okay, got it. Well,
you do dressing.
I'm learning, and since I've gotten married, I've tried new food. So
you have.
Yeah, I mean, and green beans are one of those things I just can't, make it around.
Was that a new food group for you?
Yes, Todd. You know it. Yeah, it was. And broccoli, I tried broccoli. I love broccoli.
Really?
Love it.
Wow.
So maybe broccoli should be in the Thanksgiving options.
George H.W. Bush hated broccoli.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of like a thing.
Wow.
And then the broccoli industry got upset with him. It was like drama back in the 1990s.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a new survey out from Southern Living magazine, which is actually run by Yankees. And it's every time I see that magazine, I'm like, there's nothing Southern in this. But anyway, they've done a new survey. And they asked Americans if they could skip a traditional Thanksgiving side dish, what would it be? What is the side dish that's got to go? 40% of Americans say the green bean casserole. It's got to go. It has no place on the table. I find this to be fascinating. Now, I do know, like, for example, you got to have, so for us, it's dressing. You got to have dressing. You got to have the sweet potato. Now, we call it a sweet potato souffle, which could go as a vegetable or a dessert. It can go either or. I'm not a big fan of the marshmallows on top. I like the crunchy crust like you get at Ruth's Chris. Oh, that's good.
I've heard that also be called a casserole. Sweet potato casserole.
Sweet potato casserole, yeah. Or, which is different than a sweet potato pie. I'm not a pumpkin pie guy, but I am a sweet potato pie guy.
I think I would be a sweet potato pie guy.
Yeah.
I like the marshmallows, so.
Nothing wrong with that.
It helps.
So, others now, there are people in the North, and I've had this before, and it's actually not too terribly bad. It's called pineapple casserole. And it's kind of like a stuffing, almost like a pineapple stuffing with bread, which is pretty good. They're saying others include mashed butternut squash and honey roasted carrots. I'm not a big carrot person.
Me either.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. But green bean casserole, they say 40% of Americans think that green bean casserole should be barred from the holiday feast. What say you? 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. My favorite pie, though, is pecan pie. Got to have pecan pie. And I would also say that you got to have good rolls. Now, who's it's the rolls, the frozen rolls.
Someone's going to call in about this because we always forget what they're called, but they're like the must-have for Thanksgiving.
They're Mrs. Somebody's rolls.
Yeah, Mrs.
They're so freaking good. It's so good. I actually have a bag in my freezer. They've been there for like a year. I
bet you they're still good.
They've got to be good.
For a frozen roll, it's probably the top.
It tastes like a homemade roll.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is interesting that people are, because normally when it's Thanksgiving, it is very traditional. You got the smoked turkey, you got the ham, and then you got all the fixins.
Yeah. And you bring the chocolate turkeys every single year.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes, of course.
So Dinstall's Chocolates, it's one of the oldest chocolate companies here in town, owned by the same family. And they have a giant, it really is the size of an actual turkey.
It is giant, yeah.
But it's a chocolate turkey. And we have the annual killing of the turkey. So you plunge a knife into it, and it cracks into all these chocolate pieces.
We all gather around the table, and we watch little Starnes, who's not little.
He's 6'2".
Stab the chocolate turkey.
Yeah, it's true.
Pretty epic.
It is pretty epic. So I've got to bring. So I'm bringing a couple of side dishes. I'm bringing 2 dishes. I'm making a sweet potato dish, and then I'm bringing my world famous cabbage casserole.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, it is the jam.
You know I like cabbage, so I'll probably try it.
Oh, you're gonna love it. And you can't. It doesn't smell like. A lot of people freak out because like cabbage. No, this doesn't smell.
Good.
It is a great recipe. All right, so what's on your Thanksgiving table, ladies and gentlemen? I know a lot of you are getting ready to do some traveling. It's going to be very busy out there over the next couple of weeks or so as we go home, or maybe you head somewhere else for the Thanksgiving holiday. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Somebody just sent me a text. Sister Schubert. That's who it is.
That's
it. It was Grandma somebody or Mrs. somebody.
Sister
Schubert. Man, those rolls are the jam. I know you
slather butter all over them. I'm getting hungry.
Oh, deviled eggs. You got to have great deviled eggs. You're not a deviled egg guy, though, are you?
Not yet. I'm optimistic. I'm a not yet kind of guy right now.
It'll happen.
Yeah,
You've gone from like chicken tenders, which is the only thing you ate for 20-something years, to other stuff.
To broccoli.
Yeah, that's not bad.
We've arrived.
It's a good move. It's a good move.
Thank you.
All right, 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. The House passing releasing the Epstein files, so we'll see how that goes. No doubt somebody's Thanksgiving is going to be disrupted over that, but we'll keep you updated. Got to take a break. We'll be right back.
You're with Todd Starnes.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on Fire.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a natural bodybuilder, so I know when something works and when something doesn't. I've tried so many different products. When I got your product, and like I said, I'm a natural bodybuilder, as soon as I got it, did them for a week, and I told my brother, I said, Rick, you need to try these. You know I won't give you nothing if it don't. He tried them, bam, the first day. He said, this is a good product. And I got my mom on them, and I just keep pushing your product. It's a great product. You're a great company, and everybody there I've talked to has been so kind. Great product. It does what it says it does.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes. You know you have lots of choices for cell phone service with new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American and believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that's Patriot Mobile. The good news is you can switch to Patriot Mobile today without sacrificing quality or service. Worried about coverage? Don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all 3 major U.S. networks. If you have service in this country today, you'll have as good or better coverage with Patriot Mobile. Think switching is a hassle? Well, it's not. You can keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's 100% U.S.-based team will get you activated in minutes from the comfort of your own home. Stuck in a contract or owe money on your phones? No worries. Patriot Mobile has a contract buyout program. This is how we win, folks, by aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar we spend matters. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Todd and get a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You know, Mike has a passion to help everybody get the best sleep of their life. And he didn't stop by creating the best pillow. He also created the best bed sheets ever. Mike is offering the best deal on his Percale bed sheets. You can get a set for as low as $24.98. The MyPillow Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. They look great, they feel great, and that means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Also, for a limited time, when you order over $100 worth of merch, you're going to get $100 in free digital gifts. Go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $24.98. Order now or call 800-839-8506 and use promo code STARNS. That's 800-839-8506. Use promo code STARNS.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, let's go to... Wait a second. Am I being pranked here? Let's go to Tiger, Georgia. Beaver is on the line. Beaver, what is a beaver doing in Tiger, Georgia?
I've lived here for a long damn time.
Is that right?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So that's home for you then.
Yep.
Beaver, what's going on? What can I do for you today?
I was listening to the radio a while ago and they was talking about food for the holidays.
Yes, sir.
My mother had a pumpkin cake recipe.
A pumpkin cake recipe? I haven't heard of such a thing. Tell me about it.
99.9% of people in this country ain't never heard it. She'd bake them and send them to me and my brother when we was in Vietnam. They'll stay fresh 2 or 3 weeks. You got raisins, pecans, walnuts, all kinds of good stuff. And I guarantee you one thing, if you ever eat one, you won't never make another type of cake.
I bet you. I believe that. I believe that. So your mom would send it to you and your brother, so you served in Vietnam?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for serving our country there, Beaver.
You know the worst thing about going to Vietnam?
What's that, Beaver?
Coming back to the United States and having to put up with all the horse manure. Worst thing about Vietnam.
Yeah. Yes, you have great insight on the American culture, Beaver.
Oh, you don't really want to know what I think about it.
Well, no, I think we got a pretty good idea, and I think you and I probably agree a lot.
Oh, probably so, but I like I say, I don't like nothing about what goes on, going on.
Of course.
And I've always been able to look down the road 8 or 10 years and pretty much figure out what was going to happen. And I don't like at all what I see coming for the United States.
Yeah.
Period.
Beaver, let me ask you. So, did you get a hold of that recipe for the pumpkin cake?
Well, I don't do no emails. Don't do none of that Facebook junk. And to me, a phone, all it's good for is a text message, take a picture, and make a telephone call. But I've got a picture of it on my phone that I can send it.
Wow.
The recipe to somebody. But I ain't going to do it through no email or anything because I don't understand all that stuff.
Well, you're a simple man, and I like that. You live you live a very good life. Beaver, thank you for calling in, and thanks for sharing that great memory of your mom and pumpkin cake. I guess with all that stuff, with all that fruit in it, no wonder it does stay fresh. So how about that? All right, 901-260-5926. Well, this story out of San Diego is really causing a lot of angst. 18% of freshmen at the University of California, San Diego, could not pass Algebra 1. Take a listen to Cut 4.
So almost 1 in 5, that's 18% of first-year students at UCSD this year could not pass Algebra 1. That's 8th grade math. The last I checked, that's 12, 13-year-old kids. And that's compared to just 6% of students who failed to meet the same benchmark back in 2020. We knew it was a problem then, and this is showing us just how bad it has gotten.
So they're blaming COVID for this. This is from the San Diego Union Tribune. They're blaming COVID and higher admissions from under-resourced schools. Well, let's just stop here for a moment, folks. The reality is that schools are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Schools are supposed to be teaching kids how to read, how to do math. They're supposed to be teaching about science, equipping them so they can be good and productive citizens, and that is not happening in San Diego. When you've got that many kids, and they can blame it on whatever illness they want to, but the reality is that schools aren't doing their job and moms and dads aren't doing theirs. And if you've got a kid, and I don't know, gosh, it's been ages. What age, and somebody will call in and help me out on this, what age is an appropriate age to learn how to read? Your child should be able to, read a children's book at what age? I remember my mom, she was determined by the time I was 4 or 5 years old, I could read a book. But is it 5 years old, 6 years old? At what point should you be able to read? And if you're not reading, let's just say for the sake of the argument, at 6 years old. At 6 years old, you should be able to read, but you're not reading? Well, a lot of that is on you, mom or dad, and maybe you need to be taking a long, hard look. But this is bonkers. They're so focused on sex and gender now, they're not taking the time to teach the children the basics anymore. So now you got stupid kids, and they don't even know their pronouns. It's unfortunate, but that's where we are right now. Geez, Lou, that's just insane. According to the percentage of high school students, this is the percentage of high school students qualifying for admission to the University of California. That number has been growing. Many of the students have applied. They spent billions of dollars on dorms and labs and classrooms. Most of the demand is coming from California. The report clearly states that the university system needs to find a better way to identify which new students will likely need remedial math. Here's the thing, if you need remedial math, then you probably should not be at that college. This is bonkers. Unbelievable. Well, there you have it. I would be curious, and we'll do a segment on this. We got to get some teachers on the show to figure out what the heck is going on in that classroom. Just unbelievable there. All right, where is this? There was an item. Yes, we've got time for this. We have time for this. A Charlotte business owner closing his bakery and now has to carry his passport around because he's afraid of being picked up by ICE agents. Cut 12.
What happened, Manuel, at your bakery or outside your bakery?
This past Saturday, I was walking here on this avenue, and then these unmarked cars just approach. Just 4 guys jump out from the car and threw pedestrians down to the floor, and all of these people could be customers from my bakery. And then these cars start coming here to my parking lot as well.
We're seeing some of the video taken by a bystander who is showing, the agents running, people falling on the ground, them trying to nab and pick up people. What have you done with Manolo's Bakery? What have you decided to do with your business because of this?
It's the first time in 28 years that we closed the bakery. The only time that we had closed it was a few hours when the founder passed away in 2014. So I decided not to risk my customers, not to risk my employees, and not risk myself and my family. That could be myself, my wife, or my kids who were walking on the streets and they just turned down to the floor like what I saw. So it's too risky, and I don't want to carry on my shoulders the heaviness of maybe a kid to lose their father or their mother because they were on their way to the bakery to get a cake.
You're an American citizen, and you've been in this country for many years as an entrepreneur. Are you yourself doing something different because of these ICE raids? Are you afraid?
Yeah, I've been carrying my passport all this year. And nowhere in the Constitution says that as an American citizen I have to carry my passport to show that I'm an American citizen. But because the color of my skin, my race, my accent, and I feel that they are profiling me, and I don't want to go through all this process like we have seen and like what I saw, getting hit on the floor and 10, 20 minutes later, threw me to the street when they realized that they found out I'm an American citizen.
All right, a couple of thoughts here. First of all, does the guy have a driver's license? I mean, if you're an American, and first of all, is the guy an American citizen? Is he a law-abiding, this business owner, is he in fact a law-abiding American citizen? Is he a legal immigrant? If he is, he got nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. As a matter of fact, we should all carry around if you say papers, I have an ID. If you go to my car, I've got my car registration. I've got my car insurance. I've got that printed out, ready to go. If, God forbid, I get pulled over, I'll be able to show the officer, here's my registration, here's my driver's license, here's my insurance card. I mean, that's what all of us have to do as American citizens. But it sounds to me like most of the customers of that bakery may not be from Charlotte, North Carolina, if you know what I mean. All right, got to leave it there. No more breaks. 5 o'clock tonight on Newsmax. We'll see you on TV. We will see you on the radio tomorrow. Get out there and be good, everybody.
Everyone's goals for advancing their education look different. At Liberty University, we've helped thousands of students like you earn their dream degree. So no matter what your goal is, we can help you get there. With over 450 degrees from the associate to the doctoral